She may have strangled her own husband while he was sick in bed. Historians still argue about whether it's true, but one thing is certain: Seljuk Shah Begum ran an empire from behind the throne, and almost nobody talks about her. Before she became one of the most feared women in Turkoman history, Seljuk Shah was just a bride. She married into the 𝐻 Qoyunlu dynasty, becoming one of 4 wives of Uzun Hasan, the ruler who built a Turkoman empire stretching across modern-day Iraq, Turkey, Azerbaijan, and Iran. Being just a wife never suited her. Seljuk Shah wanted control, and she got it fast. Her husband already had a Christian wife named Despina Khatun, a Byzantine princess. The 2 women despised each other. Court life turned into a quiet war between them, and Seljuk Shah made sure she came out on top. Most royal wives in this era stayed out of politics. Seljuk Shah broke that rule completely. Nobles obeyed her commands. Officials waited on her approval before making major decisions. Some historical accounts even claim entire government matters depended on her judgment, not just her husband's. Status alone never satisfied her either. Seljuk Shah cared deeply about keeping the empire whole. When her own son pushed for actions that might split the kingdom apart, she shut it down herself. Here's where things get brutal. Uzun Hasan had a son named Oghurlu Muhammad, born from a different wife. He governed the city of Sivas and had real influence in the empire. Seljuk Shah saw him as a threat to her own son's future, so she went to work. She convinced her husband that Oghurlu Muhammad was stealing credit for military victories that weren't his. Slowly, she poisoned the relationship between father and son until Uzun Hasan grew cold and suspicious. Fearing for his life, Oghurlu Muhammad fled straight into enemy territory, the Ottoman Empire. Sultan Mehmed the Conqueror welcomed him with open arms, married him to his own daughter, and gave him a new governorship. That should have been the end of the story. It wasn't. Seljuk Shah wasn't finished. She lured her stepson out of his safe position with false promises of power. The moment he stepped outside Ottoman protection, he was captured near Erzincan and executed on her husband's orders. Not long after, Uzun Hasan fell seriously ill. According to one historical writer, when the king heard about his son's execution, he swore revenge on whoever was responsible. That's when things turned dark. Some records suggest Seljuk Shah, terrified he'd figure out her role in the whole plot, strangled her own husband while he lay sick in bed. Nobody can confirm this for certain, but the theory has stuck around for centuries, and it tells you exactly how ruthless people believed she was capable of being. Uzun Hasan died in January of 1478. His son Khalil took the throne first, and immediately sent his own mother away from the capital, worried she'd try to control his rule from the shadows. Smart move on his part, honestly, but it didn't last. When Khalil died and her other son Yaqub became sultan, Seljuk Shah's influence exploded to a whole new level. She earned the title Mahd Aliya, meaning something close to Queen Mother, and foreign rulers treated her like a head of state. The king of Egypt called her sister. The Ottoman ruler called her mother. Ambassadors visiting the 𝐻 Qoyunlu court sent separate messages directly to her, as if she ran her own private government inside the empire. Ceremonial respect, this was not. This was real. Functioning political control, held by a woman most people today have never heard of. Away from the palace drama, Seljuk Shah spent huge amounts of her personal wealth restoring the Grand Jameh Mosque in Tabriz, which had fallen into disrepair. She built a massive dome over the prayer hall, decorated with turquoise tiles and verses from the Quran. Construction alone wasn't enough for her. She personally wrote poetry praising the mosque, comparing its dome to the sky itself. In November of 1490, Seljuk Shah died in Karabakh. Records point to plague as the cause, since a serious outbreak was spreading through Tabriz at the time. She and her sons had visited plague patients there just before her death. Strangely enough, 2 of her sons, Sultan Yaqub and Yusuf Mirza, also died suddenly around this same period, which makes the plague theory even more convincing. Her fingerprints are all over the bigger Ottoman story too. The rivalry between Uzun Hasan and Mehmed the Conqueror, including the massive Battle of Oghurlu Belli in 1473, connects straight back to the family chaos she helped create. As Mehmed Fetihler Sultani moves into Season 4, keep an eye on how these 𝐴Q Qoyunlu power struggles echo through the Ottoman world. She was never a side character. She was one of the people quietly deciding who lived, who died, and who sat on the throne. If you want more real history behind your favorite characters, hit subscribe so you never miss an episode.